Welcome everyone. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. Be sure to take a moment to introduce yourselves, let us know where you're tuning in from, and we'll start on the hour. Welcome everyone. Gosh, I'm reading the comments. We got some people coming in from around the world. Great to see you all. Thank you for joining, and happy Cyber Monday, happy Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday. I'm curious, which one of the holidays are you celebrating the most? I know we have a few Americans in the room, so I'll say happy Thanksgiving to you. Is there anybody else celebrating from around the world? Is it Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving, holiday season? Not celebrating at all? I'm just very curious to see what everybody is in the holiday mood for. Coming in from Canada myself, I did see a few people out from Montreal, so that is very close to where I'm from. So great to see a few fellow Canadians and as well people from around the world. I will start. Yeah, Black Friday in the UK. Okay, I see. So we got the Black Friday around the world. I'm calling in here from Bali, Indonesia, actually. And so I'm sure we have some people out in the Asia time zone. It is quite late for us, so we're going to be having an evening session, while some of you I know are having our morning session to take a breath. So I'll start with a deep inhale through the nose. And welcome to our SOMA Breath session. My name is Jason Mark Campbell. I'll simply be your host for today. I'll be welcoming the founder of SOMA Breath, who's going to be taking us through a healing experience today. So I hope that you're all sitting comfortably at home, because yes, we will be doing breath work today. You will have an opportunity where you might find yourself with some closed eyes. So if you're on the go, I would suggest that you settle in, because we're going to have some great stories, we're going to have some conversations, and you're going to have an experience so that we can have healing through this session today. Which brings me to a question I want to ask the group. And yes, I'm going to be that MC who asks you to type things a couple times. I'm going to remove the spotlight so I can see everyone on the screen. Everybody who has their camera on, I just want you to do this so I can see your fingers. All right, these are magical spirit fingers. And I'm going to have you put them on your keyboard, or use the thumbs if you're on mobile. And first thing that comes to mind, I just want to know, maybe in like 3 to 5 words, what got you to come over for the session today? What's the reason that you're here? What's the intent? What motivated you? You could be doing 100 different things, but you decided to come through a breathwork session to join with SOMA Breath. What's the intent here? And this is a great space for us to be able to share, create a bit of vulnerability. Nancy, I just want to appreciate you being the first one to go. You're going to crack the ice, and you'll see all the rest of the comments come in a moment. But needing a reset, healing silent trauma, stress and finding peace, interesting theme, healing from my own brain, considering becoming a SOMA Breath instructor. Jesse, particularly for you at the end, right at the end of the session, I'll make a mention about that, because we are having a Black Friday promo. And then you'll definitely want to see what are the next steps if you do want to consider becoming an instructor. Okay, fantastic. If you've joined accidentally, well, I don't think there's any accidents here. I think you'll be finding yourself in a great space. Okay, I'm going to have a second question just for fun. Who here is already a SOMA Breath instructor and you're coming here for the good vibes? Instructors, you can just type in me. I'll know that you are here. We welcome you. Always great to have instructors on the call. The only thing I will say for breathwork instructors is we have our kickoff meeting right on the next hour. So at around 55 minutes on the hour, all existing breathwork instructors will be inviting you to go and join your kickoff for the next cohort. We have all our new students that are going to be starting, getting onboarded. And so you guys are probably going to have to leave early, but don't worry, we'll have the entire session done on time. Who's here is completely new? New, type in new. You're new. This is the first time joining a webinar, any kind of activity with SOMA Breath. And so all new people, welcome. Look, we're going to have, again, a few stories. We're going to get to experience breathwork together. If you're new here, we're so excited that you're giving us a shot. If you're looking for the reset, you're looking for the healing, you're in the right place. And wow, what a session we're going to have today. We do have Niraj, Naik, the founder of SOMA Breath. And if you're not familiar, we are SOMA Breath. And what we want to do is help you unlock your inner pharmacy by using the power of the breath. And hey, if you're on a path to healing trauma, it shouldn't be traumatic for you to go on a path to heal trauma. And you know that through the power of the breath, there is so much that we can do, and you'll discover a bit of what are the possibilities for you and have your own experience on the session today. So with that, I would say, let's get started, because we want to make sure you guys have an incredible experience. We have Niraj on the call, the man who has brought the path of SOMA Breath to the millions around the world, and he's here on the session with us today. Niraj, the floor is yours. We're happy to have you on the session. Very excited. Take it away, sir.
Thank you, Jason. All right, it's great to be back. I think, it's a bit of a festive season, isn't it, right now, especially in America. So I feel we should start with a bit of a celebration, a little bit of a movement exercise that we call a little breath rave. So I invite everybody to begin with a bit of a bang. I've got a new track that I produced. I've just actually got to deal with quite a big label on this one, which is awesome. And it's one of our little in-house favorites. You may have heard me play it a few times before, but let's all get up. Let's move a bit. And I'm going to invite you, while we do this, to experiment with a few movements. You're going to watch me do it. And I call it shake, bounce, flow. All right? So shake looks like this. You have both your feet on the ground, hip width apart, and we start shaking like this, like you're on a vibration pad. And you're going to turn up the vibration pad as we go along, as though you've got a dial. You're going to go all the way up to 11 when I tell you. And then bounce is literally for the people who can't dance, but it's actually a really good exercise. People like myself, we're going to just bounce like this, all right? This one really gets the whole body moving, the blood flowing. And then we're going to do a bit of flow. Flow is just to flow with the music, just get into the vibe. And then at the end, we just go with some freestyle dancing, all right? So this is the ingredients of a breath rave. Shake, bounce, flow, and groove, all right? So let's do it. So everybody get ready. I'm going to press play, and the breath is like this. The breath is like this. You're going to breathe in always through your nose, all right? Don't breathe in through your mouth unless you really are out of breath. If you're out of breath, just take a break. Just get back into your breath. And the exhale, you can breathe out through your mouth, but it should be just like you're releasing stress out of the body. And if you can do it in time with music, even better. But that's not essential. All right? Let's do it. So a bit of shaking to start. Let's go. You ready? Let me just make sure I've got the sound sharing. Yes, I have. We're going to go with the flow. Let's go.
Haba na haba, kidogo hapa kidogo kule najaza kibaba, kidogo hapa kidogo kule najaza na kuwa mingi mama, sipendi vingine, sipendi ya wengine. Nashukuru ile yangu nilipawa. Oh, sipendi ya wengine. Nashukuru kidogo niliyobarikiwa. Ewa na Mola. Sema asante, sema asante. Sema asante, shukuru sana Mola. Jambo ni jambo na jambo ni jambo. Jambo ni jambo na jambo ni jambo tena. Oh, sipendi vingi, mimi nimefurahika na kidogo. Oh, sipendi, sipendi, sipendi. Sipendi vingi, mimi nimefurahika na Mimi nimefurahika na ile ndogo. Mimi nafurahika na ile ndogo. Tena mimi kama sipendi vingi, mimi nimefurahia na kidogo. Tena na
Yeah, that's how we do. Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Now we can. Although we couldn't hear you, we could definitely feel you in that session.
Okay. Well, I hope you got the formula. Shake, bounce, flow, groove. Like that? Do that as your morning wake up. How good does that feel? Actually, just to check in with everyone, when you get your seat and you get your breath back, so we just moved a bit of energy. On a scale of 0 to 10, where's everyone's vibe right now? 10's the most ecstatic, 0 is the least. Give me a score of how you were when you just came in and now at the end of this little dance. Let's check in. You can use your chat. Gives yourself a score. We're going to see if we can raise the vibe even more. Yes, yes. Let's have a look. Wow. We've already raised the vibe a bit already, just in like 5 minutes. Amazing. Okay, so we've got a few 5 to 8s, 5 to 8. Better now. Oh, even though you're real. Oh, sorry, Alex. Sorry to hear that. Nice. 11. Fantastic. Okay, great. So there we go, right? How uplifting is that? Just to move a bit to some cool music first thing in the morning. Can't get much better than that. So what we do in SOMA Breath is a few different somatic practices that are designed to be like a little switch for our state. And in SOMA Breath, like our philosophy is this. So you probably all heard of law of attraction, manifesting, stuff like that, right? Who's heard of law of attraction? Who's into things like manifesting here? Probably everybody, right? Now, I really believe, from all my experience now of doing this stuff, that I feel like I know, and you probably heard this before, but I really do feel that we have in SOMA Breath discovered a little magic bullet to making manifesting work. And it's pretty much down to what we just did there. It's your state and how you feel for the moment you get up every day, right? And I believe like quality of life can be also calculated, determined by your enthusiasm to get out of bed, go and do a hard day's work on whatever your passion is, whatever it is that you do for work or a career, a business, whatever that might be, and your enthusiasm to be kind and compassionate to other people, right? So I believe that's like a little gauge, your vibe score, that you can check in with every morning. If you find it's really challenging to get out of bed in the morning, if you keep hitting the alarm clock first thing, and you keep like delaying getting to work or getting out of bed, right? I've been there, right? I've been there for a long time, like almost 7 years of dreading waking up every morning. I believe if you're in that state, if you're in that vibration, you will generally not manifest what you really want. Because I believe you manifest based on emotion. Emotion is energy in motion, right? And we do a lot of things, okay, as a society, as a way to change our state, right? Stuff like drugs, right? Some people take alcohol. Others take copious amounts of caffeine. I don't have a problem with caffeine. I think caffeine's a good one, especially if you are working on something that you really love to do, because it can fuel that passion even more. But if you drink a lot of caffeine when you're angry, pissed off, it tends to amplify that. So most drugs as stimulants will just amplify your mood, right? So if you put that down to manifesting, if you're in an angry, pissed off state and you drink loads of caffeine or take substances to kind of lift you up a bit, it tends to amplify anger, frustration, and it makes you like create more of that faster, right? I've been there, okay? And that's why sometimes people have this bad like perception of things like caffeine and coffee, right? Because for them, maybe it creates a lot of anxiety. It just amplifies their anxiousness, okay? Whereas for me, it fuels my passion. It gives me even more focus to get stuff done, and it gives me more enthusiasm, right? So this is the thing about drugs. We have to be careful. Like, if you're in a low vibrational state and you're taking substances to lift your mood, it can sometimes actually amplify that state you're in. This was my like life story for many years, where I hate to get out of bed. I dreaded waking up. I hit the alarm clock several times. I'd be stuck in traffic for like almost 2 hours to get to work. Then I'd be on my feet 8 hours a day doing a job I really didn't want to do, dishing out pills left, right, and center to people, knowing that I'm causing them harm. I knew that I was doing it deep down. So imagine doing a soulless career. That's what I was, where you're doing more harm than good. And this is what you need to do to survive. Like, this, unfortunately, is like the norm for a lot of people. And it's really hard to manifest anything good when you're feeling so low, right? Does anyone agree with what I'm saying here? Can you relate to this? As in, that, maybe you're in this situation right now where it's really hard to create the results you want in your life if you're feeling really low, okay? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying, yes, I thought so, okay? A lot of people can relate to this. A lot of our instructors, SOMA Breath instructors, transformational coaches, this was their norm as well, right? Until they figured out a few things, right? And what I realized was that there's a way to change your state, right? Doesn't cost anything. It's pretty much free of charge. And you can't really run out of it. It could possibly be the best drug of all. And it really doesn't have any side effects unless you do it wrong. If you do the wrong techniques, maybe there's some side effects. But if you do it right, if you learn it from the right people, you can have a powerful way to lift you up, right? Like we just did one of those practices just now, and look how quickly it changed your state. So there are certain things that people do when they're feeling depressed, like go to the doctor. And if you go to the doctor and you go to the doctor and you tell them that you've been feeling low mood for 5 days in a row, they will put you on an antidepressant. So this is the conventional treatment for low mood right now, is antidepressants, right? Now, what they've shown though, is that just physical exercise alone, right, lifts people out of these low mood states, right? And it can work way better than antidepressants without the side effects. So just physical exercise alone has outperformed most treatments that we know for depression, okay? So here's the thing. Why don't people do the physical exercise? Why don't people go to the gym? Why don't they do it? Is because it's often monotonous and boring, right? But what if all you had to do is dance, move, breathe a bit, right? What if that was your exercise routine in the morning? Would that be more fun? Would you be more willing to do that? For sure, right? Like for me, dancing, moving, shaking, like we just did, is a way better like practice for me than going down the gym, spending like an hour lifting weights and stuff. If this is shown, like this sort of exercise that we just did, dancing and moving to help so many different aspects of your physiology, your nervous system. It lights up both over your brain, especially if it's music you love. So when I started to learn all this stuff, I use this as a tool to lift me out of one of the deepest, darkest depressions, because I actually was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, autoimmune disease. It left me housebound for almost a year, because I didn't listen to my intuition, right? Which was telling me to get out of this situation and to follow my passion, right? Now, who can relate to this? If you don't listen to your gut, as I did, right? I didn't listen to my gut. Who gets that painful feeling in the gut? Anyone felt that kind of yucky, icky feeling? You know deep down in your gut, right, that you should probably not do something or you should do something, but you don't listen to it, and after a while you just get this icky feeling, right? Yes, this is our somatic intelligence. If you don't listen to your own somatic intelligence, the intuition of your own body, right, it will give you a disease, as it did for me. So I remember this one day, I was like sat in front of a clinic, right? It was after a year of being very sick, and there was this really overweight lady, right, who's the doctor. They're meant to be our example of health, who a year before that had a tube up my bum and diagnosed me with ulcerative colitis, who now said to me, Mr. Naik, you have two choices left. One, be a guinea pig for a drug hasn't been tested before, or if that doesn't work, you can have your colon removed, right? So that would mean that at 32 years old, I would be wearing a nappy and have a colostomy bag. So imagine hearing that news at that age. It was shocking, right? It was the worst thing ever. So I had a real deep, dark depression. And then they say God stands for gift for desperation. The most incredible third path opened up. And that was the path of breathwork. And that's when I learned that there are a lot of amazing practices that you can do that first can bring you back into balance and harmony, right? But then can be tools for you to change your state and to get into these higher states of consciousness, right? These higher states of consciousness is where you get divine downloads. You have moments of incredible inspiration, but it's also the state where you can actually go deep within and reprogram what I call your AI. Your real AI is your automatic intelligence. These are all the things you do by habit, instinctively. It's your gut instinct. It's your deep intuition. It's your heart intelligence, right? And it's your sexual life force energy. It's a whole physiological intelligence that we can tap into when we learn how to change our state with something as simple as breathing, right? This is what I'm going to teach you how to do. This is what I'm going to teach you how to do. In the next 35 minutes or so, I'm going to explain to you, like, in a summary, the process I had to go through to completely transform my life, all right? Would that be useful for you to go away with a tool that you can use, because it's very simple, that can help you now break free of some of the limiting beliefs and subconscious blocks that stopped you from listening to your own gut intelligence. Yeah. This is what we call the art of neurosomatic programming, right? And this is a method I've developed now over years of studying all these ancient practices, from Tantra to yoga to Pranayama to music therapy, music technology, to develop what we have today, which is SOMA Breath. This is the school that where we train our transformation coaches and instructors on these incredible practices that can help people to really learn who they really are, to reprogram this automatic intelligence to be in a more high vibe state, which allows them to manifest much more easily what they really want rather than what they don't want. Okay. And this is what's got me out of this crazy state that I was in into living in this phenomenal island of Ibiza. I used to live in Copenhagen, moved to Ibiza now. And I used to live before that in this horrible, cold country called England, as some of you may be familiar with. But I managed to escape that and really create an incredible dream life for myself. But I really believe you can all do the same. It's not as difficult as it's, as you may think it is. So, somebody else lives in Ibiza. Amazing. Hit me up. We should hang out. Okay. So let me tell you a little story. And through this story, I'm going to teach you what neurosomatic programming is and how it can completely change your life if you understand it. All right. So firstly, I just want to check in. And this is something you don't have to answer, but I just want to check in. Does anyone here have any kind of debilitating illness, condition? Maybe it's even depression. Maybe it's an autoimmune disease like I had, or anything like that, where you believe it's holding them back from really being at their best, who they really want to be, who would like to find a way to get out of that state. Okay, so hold that thought, all right? Because I'm going to pull one of you up in a moment to be a volunteer for what I'm about to do next, okay? I was just going to tell you a short story of what I just did in Miami. So in Miami, I ran a big event. It was a SOMA Breath event, and people came in from all over the US for it. And here, I did something that put myself on the spot. I hadn't done this before in front of so many people, but I'd just been spending a week training with one of the best trainers in the world of speaking and training and teaching, called Eric Edemeades, who's a friend of mine, who's an amazing teacher. And he really got me like into this confidence state where I could do this. And what I did was something pretty profound, because I normally only do this one-on-one at retreats. And I'm going to attempt to do it again on this call. And that was so there's this technique called neurosomatic programming. And one of the techniques in it is where we can identify the root cause of where a disease or a thing like depression may have first triggered from, okay? And then we can reframe that and reprogram it, and it can work in like 5-10 minutes, okay? I'm not going to say it's going to create any miracle cures or anything like that, but it can be the kickstart to full recovery, because this is what I've tried to do is reverse engineer. How did I get myself back to my full health? And this is the process, okay, that I've developed over the years. So at this event, what happened was there was this guy who turned up, and he was from New York. He came down. He was an Italian guy, and he came from a massive Italian family, right, with 15 grandkids. And I managed to get him to volunteer for this process. He came to the front, sat down in a chair right next to me, and what it turned out was that he actually had cancer, right? He had just been diagnosed with cancer, and he was actually like somebody who you wouldn't expect to come to a SOMA Breath event. He looked like just a very conventional, normal guy. No kind of spiritual aspect to him at all, which is great, means that SOMA Breath can work for everybody. It's not just for the hippies. And he was looking for healing. So I gave him the opportunity. I said, maybe this could be the moment of transformation for you. And he put me on the spot because he said he had cancer. Now that's a really complicated and it can be quite a serious condition, right? So anyone who's suffering from cancer, I know it can be quite tough. One of my relatives recently has cancer, and I know the shock it can cause, right? When you hear the news that you've been diagnosed. So this guy was in a pretty vulnerable situation. And the thing with autoimmune diseases and even diseases like cancer, there can be an emotional component. There's sometimes it's physical, sometimes there's a clear emotional cause, right? And I'm going to give you a checklist in a minute, you can all use this for yourself, where an event may have happened that creates such a shock in the nervous system that it makes the immune system, right, like get confused and start to attack healthy cells or to multiply irregularly, where other cells start to mutate and irregularly multiply. And it can be because of a very intense reaction from an emotional event, right? So I was talking to him, and it turned out he's been diagnosed with cancer, and I told him this checklist, and you can all think of this checklist right now. It's called the UDIN checklist, okay? And UDIN stands for unexpected, dramatic, isolating, no strategy events. So I want you to have a think about this for a moment. The U stands for unexpected. So an event that came out of the blue, right? That was extremely dramatic, so a lot of emotion associated with it. There was isolating, is it only you feel like it affected you, only. And there's a no strategy, like there was no way to get out of it. It just didn't seem like there was any way out of it. Now, let me give you some clues on what these events can be. So we just went through collectively one of the biggest Udin moments of all time for the whole world. 5 years ago or so, COVID, right? Came out of the blue. It's extremely dramatic. You know, all these stories of people having, the death tally going up and up. It was isolating. Like a lot of people were locked in their homes, and there was no strategy. The government said 2 weeks to end the curve, and it just kept extending. It didn't seem like we were ever going to get out of it at one point. Now, that's just a big, broad example, but now if you think of your own life, you may be able to remember there were some moments like this. So I was going through this with him and asking him, and he was being very nonchalant. He wasn't really explaining anything. And then I told him my story of where I went 7 days and 7 nights in complete darkness, in a darkness retreat. And I had a relapse of the ulcerative colitis that I thought I'd healed for 5 years. But this darkness retreat showed me something incredible. And I realized that I had to go much deeper than just breathing exercises and diet alone. I had to karmically clear the imprint that caused this issue. And I told him briefly the story about how partly it was to do with my family, especially my mum, my brother, right? So he looked at me when I started telling the story, and he just looked at me in the eyes and he went, and I said to him, like, is there anyone you've forgiven that you haven't forgiven in your life? And he said, my brother. And he looked at me in the eyes with this like shock, like feeling. And I could see his face like really change state. And I said, okay, interesting. Tell me what happened there. So he says, well, we're Italian and our mums are very, very important in Italian families. You do not ever disrespect Italian man's mother, right? That's the lowest thing you could do. And he disrespected her in a pretty serious way. So I was like, wow, okay. And I said, like, you know, for me, when I let go of the charge of the emotion, of the pain I had a lot of fights with my own brother. My mum, a lot of problems with my mum, big trauma wounds. And actually, mum imprints can be the ones that cause the disease later on. If you have disapproval from your mum or a lot of conflicts with mums, they have a strong imprint because they deal with survival. And your mum is the first nurture imprint that you have. So it's your sense of safety in the world. And autoimmune disease is linked a lot to the mother, right? So, and part of my healing journey was making peace with them. First, energetically. You don't even have to do it in person. So I said to him all this, like, how about if you were to energetically forgive your brother right now? And he just went, I'd rather die. And he just screamed it at my face. And I was like, whoa, okay, well, here we go. Maybe this is what's going on here. You just said you'd rather die than forgive your own brother, right? And what's happening? You got cancer. And all this came about just a little while after the big conflict you had with your brother. So he just broke down in tears and he realized that I might be right, right? He was like, wow, he might actually be right. So I said to him, what if now, if all you had to do, first step towards healing yourself and being able to spend all this time that you've got now, as you've almost retired from your career, to be with all your grandkids? Because I asked him, like, what would you look forward to in life if you were to be totally healed? What would you want to manifest, as a result of being healthy? And he says, and this is a secret here actually, when you want to manifest something, think of the result, the reward that you get for manifesting that goes a few layers deep. So for him, it was playing with his grandkids, right? 15 of them. So I said, what if all you need to do now is just energetically heal your brother right now, to forgive him? And he said, okay, I'll do it. And then I did this process on him, which we're going to do in a moment with one of you. And boom, he was just like a new person. His whole character, his face changed. And then he just started crying and hugged me like for ages. And he was like, thank you. I can't believe the relief you just given me. So I was like, wow, there we go. See, we hold on to things sometimes, emotions, that we don't need to, right? Because what's the point? Like Buddha always says, like, if you hold on to anger, the only person getting burnt is yourself. And that's true. And that was the case for me. I was angry with the world, angry with Big Pharma, angry with my mum because she made me be a pharmacist. I want to be a DJ. Angry with my brother because he didn't approve of my stuff that I do. We would just always compete with each other. And he had made it, he was very successful. So, but what was the point of being angry all the time, right? And look, I got ulcerative colitis in the end and was housebound for a year. So the only person getting burnt here was me. So, so much magic can happen when we just let go of emotion. I think a lot of religion has also been trying to tell us this, right? But in their own dogmatic ways sometimes. So what I want to do right now is like a little process for the next 10 minutes. I want to find someone who's willing to step up and go through this little process, right? And I'm going to see if we can do the same for someone else on this group. Who here is ready to step up and make a change right now? Yeah. So Jason, I'm going to leave it to you. You can put your little using react, you'll raise your hand so we can see who's.
Yeah, hit the little hand you'll notice here on the react button. You can actually click on a little drop down, or when you click on it, you'll see there's a raise hand button. So be sure to raise your hand and turn on your camera because we will want to get to see you, and know that we are recording this session. So if you are comfortable with that, be sure to raise your hand. And as such, I'm going to be picking what I saw was one of the first people who commented, which was Sasha. And so I'll bring up Sasha onto the platform. Sasha, let's see where you are. I'm going to add you to the spotlight, and I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Okay.
You do. Hi.
Hi, Sasha. Wow. Thank you for being so brave to step up. So give a round of applause, Sasha, volunteering. And remember, all of you watching right now, you can also, this isn't just for Sasha, it's for all of you, right? So you can all follow along with exactly what I'm going to be asking and the process we're going through. So you can all do it yourselves. Okay, it's very easy. And remember, this technique is what we train our transformational coaches on. They're all trained on how to facilitate this. So you can even find some to work with afterwards if you want. Okay, so it's very, very powerful process. But in order for it to work, I just need to know, I don't even need to know your story. What I will ask you just briefly, just so we have some context, um, is there anything you're specifically trying to heal from, or is there anything blocking you right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
family trauma. Family trauma. My mom's mental health is really wearing on me and my family, and my brother has also gone through a lot of things that have been just really hard, and I feel really I have autoimmune skin issues that I
Right.
think root from trying to caretake my family my whole life.
Yes, of
So
course.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
biggest one. Family stuff right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So if there was a moment that fits that Udin checklist, could you identify one?
And it's hard to know this is recorded. I'm struggling a little bit, but I suppose nobody's going to see. But
Don't say
um,
it. Don't say it out loud. You
yeah,
don't need to say
okay. Yeah,
it.
there's a
Only if you
moment. Yeah,
want. Yeah.
okay. I mean, a breakdown with the family that has rocked a lot of things and sort of ongoing um family patterns that continue to I feel like they're getting worse. Maybe I'm just getting more tired, but um
Yeah.
so yeah, I have some things in mind for sure. If
Can
I
you,
need to,
if you just close your eyes for a moment, let's step into this for a moment. I'm not going to leave you there for too long, all right? But what we need to do first is just get really clear with and be present with just yourself in this moment. I know it's quite nerve-wracking what you're doing right now. So just allow yourself to just get a bit centered, a bit grounded. Just become aware of your breath as you breathe in and out. And what I want you to do is imagine there's a movie playing in your mind's eye, all right? And I want you to play this movie by going backwards in time and find one memory, the first thing that comes to your mind of an Udin moment. So an unexpected moment that was dramatic, isolating, where it only affected you, with no strategy to get out of it, right?
mm,
I mean, to think of one of those memories, those scenes right now. Yeah?
yeah.
You see it?
Mm.
So I want you to now, if you can see it, get your finger and point to where you see it.
Get my finger and point to where I see it in my body.
No, so in front of you, you're probably going to see like a movie, maybe behind you, maybe like an IMAX cinema, right? Take a finger and see where you can point to if you can actually see that movie. You can see it? Yeah?
Yeah.
So what we need to do now is put a frame around that movie for a moment. Put a frame around it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Take your fingers and actually put a frame around it. Imagine you got like a black pen and you can put a frame around it. And now hold that movie. Hold it with both your hands. You got it, right? You can see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, can you feel the sensations of the emotions as you step into that movie and make it a bit brighter? You can start to see it? Yeah. You feel it? I just want to notice what happens to the feeling if you just bring that movie down to the size of a postage stamp. So turn it and close it and make it really small, shrink it right down. So it's the size of a postage stamp. Notice what happens to the feeling.
Kind of
It gets
dissipates.
smaller. Dissipates, right? So just hold it for a sec. It's a small one, right? Now, are you ready to put this behind you?
Yes.
Yeah? Notice what happens if you literally take your hands and put it behind you right now. Put it behind you right now. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Feels good. Now imagine getting a hammer and like banging it behind gone forever. How's that feel? Wow. Magic, right? So this is just a little demonstration. This is not, I haven't even gone fully in yet. This is just a small dose, all right, of what we're talking about. It's quite powerful what it can do. Now, what I want you to do is like do something different right now. What I want you to do, I'm going to create a anchor for you, right? A positive anchor that you can use at any moment to, if you ever feel down, if you feel doubt, if you feel weaker because of something, somebody's saying something to you or doing something to you that's holding you back from being who you want to be. I want you to have a tool that you can use at any moment to break through it, all right? Would that be useful? Yeah?
Yes.
Close your eyes. I want to create a new movie. And on this movie, I want you to project, right? You doing something you absolutely love to do. Like absolutely love your bliss, your highest excitement. Yeah, there you go. I can see the smile coming up. Yeah. Now point to where you see that. All right, great. It's really right in front of you. That's great. Okay. But if you notice, you pointed to the other movie quite close. So that shows that memory is quite strong. That one of your issue that you've had, the Udin moment. But what we want to do is we want to bring this as your main vision, right? So put a frame around that for a moment. Okay. All right. Now you see that scene? Now move your hand apart and notice what happens when you pull your arms apart. How does that feel? Feels good?
Good.
I could probably just leave you there like for the rest of the day, right? But now we're going to bring in the breath and we're going to create the anchor. So what I want you to do, okay, is notice where you feel the feeling, the good feelings in your body right now. So step into this movie again, this huge, big movie. Point to where you feel that sensation in your body right now. Yep, right there. So first impression, if there was a color associated with that feeling, what would be that color?
Oh, this is always a hard one for me. Yellow.
It can be any color you want. Yeah,
Yellow.
it may change. Yellow, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to all breathe. Well, everyone's going to have their own color. You're going to breathe 10 breaths with me, okay? I'm going to count the rhythm. You're going to imagine charging yourself up with that color, right? Fully. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. 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 Now take a deep breath all the way in. Hold your breath in and now relax your stomach as you hold your breath and imagine you're now filling up with that light, completely filling up with that light. That color of yellow is filling you up completely. Your entire being right now is filling up. Become a channel of that color, that light. Imagine it's flowing from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, coursing through every single cell of your being right now. That's right. You're completely alive with that color, moving through you, into you, around you, within you. And as you start to feel an urge to breathe, you're going to hum. Hum. And as you hum, imagine your entire being is vibrating with that color, and you're becoming a complete and utter sphere of this orbit of beautiful yellow light. And just notice how that makes you feel. And notice any changes. And now in this high vibe, positive state, what I want you to do is take your hand and get the fleshy part between your thumb and your finger. I want you to squeeze that and hold it and breathe in that yellow all the way into it. As you squeeze, and just see all the things you want to manifest, all the results of all the things you're going to call into your life. And know that you are whole, perfect, strong, loving, harmonious, and happy. Whole, perfect, strong, loving, harmonious, and happy. And then just coming back to normal breathing. And then when you're ready, when you're done, just notice and change any changes, noticing how you're feeling. And just enjoy that feeling. And now know that this is an anchor. So if any time you get triggered, because it may happen in the future again, right? We get triggered, everyone gets triggered. You can just squeeze your thumb like this, all right? You can squeeze this area like this, like you just did. And you can also just become a channel. You can just imagine being channeled by a light and start breathing it in, right? And boom, watch the magic happen. Your state will change. And another thing you can do is SOMA breath. So all of our SOMA breath journeys, right, with rhythmic breathing and breath retentions, your color now is that color yellow, or whatever color you choose to be your color of peace, healing, spirit, the divine, whatever your name is for the higher power. You breathe that color in to every cell of your being. Whenever life throws its shit at you, as it always will, just use that color, use that light, color breathing with SOMA breath, and it will bring you back into your state. Because the only thing that you have control over, unfortunately, and the same for all of us, is how we feel internally. But how we feel determines the decisions we make, the actions we take, and the results we get. So if we can change how we feel and be high vibe, just with the breath like that, in just a few minutes, you'll think clearly, you'll make better quality decisions, that will make better results, or actions and results in your life. That's how we manifest. In SOMA breath, that's how we manifest. It's not about learning new strategies or actions or, everyone's got so many different tools and techniques. It's not the tools and techniques, it's how we feel. So the tools and techniques that help change our states naturally is what we need to be working on. And using neurosomatic programming like we just did, and you can always go back to this video or work with a coach, you can now go through all the Udin moments. There may be others. We go layers and layer deeper. We just looked at one surface one, but it's the ones that happen much earlier on in childhood is where they have the strongest charge. These strong emotional charge shape who we are more than anything else. So with a very trained SOMA breath transformation coach, you can go back to these early imprints and reframe them, okay? Now, we can't make claims that it's going to cure everyone miraculously or anything like that. We're not here to do that. But what it can do is give you less attachment to that charge, that anger that we hold on to. And that can only be a good thing, right? Right? That can only be a good thing. So how do you feel right now?
Feel good. I mean, I feel like lighter.
You feel lighter, right? Amazing. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And that was really brave for you to step up and do that. And, we have a very short time, so there's only so much we can do here. But I hope this gave you a little taste, because in SOMA breath, we have such a pharmacy of techniques, right? It's impossible for me to explain every single one of them in just 1 hour. So we had to pick one. And this is one that I believe is one of the most powerful. And it's what our SOMA breath transformation coaches use along with the breath practices, right? To help really people to shift past these Udin moments, these high impact trauma events in people's lives that have created limiting beliefs, blocks, and even disease. And the magic that unfolds is just phenomenal, right? When you unlock these things. So that's been my story. And a lot of our instructors will also tell you, yes, it was some of these practices that we do that unlock their success as well. So we're almost at the end. It went a little bit longer than I expected, but have we got time anymore, Jason? Or I
Well,
think we
first off, I just want to just again acknowledge Sasha's vulnerability for jumping on. And I just want to know if anybody else found themselves taking on the yellow color of Sasha because it was such a beautiful vibe that was coming from your story. So I used your yellow energy and I feel so good right now. So I don't know what was on that movie, but I much appreciate it. It's keeping me very uplifted late in the evening here in Southeast Asia. Sounds like we had a few other yellows and different colors coming in. What I want to do now is just give a notice. Are there any new instructors that have just jumped on as a Soma Breath training? Because there is an onboarding call for you. So we do want to encourage anybody who is a new instructor, an existing instructor. You have a link in your email to join the call that's starting in about 5 minutes. This is a really important call for you to be able to jump in. And for everyone else, for those who might be interested in becoming an instructor, I'll be sharing a bit more about that later into the session. I see that Monica from our team did schedule a link where you can actually apply to become an instructor. But Niraj, if you do have some extra time and you want to do any other exercise, you do have a few more minutes that we can leave you the floor.
Yeah, so what I was going to do was we're going to do a little breath session, 11 minutes, just with the whole group. So with that practice, did you all come up with a color? Did everyone get a color? The manifesting frequency. That's what I call it. It's your manifesting frequency. So the color is just a symbol of emotion. So what we just did there was we took a vision of what you want to manifest. We turn that into a color, right? Well, actually, first we turn that into a feeling that you feel somatically. You locate where it is. Then we turn that feeling into a color. The color is a symbol that bypasses the rational conscious mind and goes straight into the somatic intelligence. And with the breath, we can amplify that color and seed it, install it like a program, okay? So then what that does is it programs your rectilian activating system, the portion of reality that you tune into, which we call your reality tunnel, and it expands it to give you more opportunities, more possibilities, and you start to say yes to things that get you more towards success. And you start to take action, you start to instinctively flow towards where you want to go, right? So this is what the whole magic of this is. It's about installing the right programs to change your reality tunnels so you flow towards where you want to go. Now, when we have blocks and thought viruses, right, they can cause icky feelings. So when you try and manifest, do you ever identify stuck feelings that come up? Like, let's say you do law of attraction visualization practices, and sometimes you get these like limiting blocks come up. They're like, oh, I can't do that. There's no way. Oh, no, that's stupid. Do you ever get that? Right? So what that often is your dominant thoughts. These are the things that really like dictate like your results in your life. These are the things that create procrastination, paralysis by analysis, distraction rather than attraction, right? Because this is what's working on your somatic level, instinctive level, your nervous system. So those feelings also have a color, and they're often the more dull, dark colors. The manifesting spiritual high vibe colors tend to be more bright, right? So what you can do in the next practice we're going to do, right, is you find a color that is your manifesting frequency. And then you can imagine that color is being breathed in, and the color that is your old energy, the stuck energy. And often that energy isn't yours. Remember that. Often that energy is stuff you've absorbed from other people's negativity. And if you're somebody who works in the healing arts, you probably take on a lot of other people's energy. So breathwork is an amazing way to clear the channels and to tune into your high vibe state, right? So this is a great tool. If any of you are coaches, therapists, healers, you can also use this as a way to clear out all of the old stagnant energy that you may have picked up from other people, okay? Because sometimes these limiting beliefs and blocks are not even yours, and they're programmed from you, from even your environment, from your friends and family and colleagues and parents, especially parents, right? And school and stuff, right? So when we do this breath practice, what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in, and I'll do a little visualization. You breathe in the light that's associated with manifesting your higher vibe, your higher power, and you breathe out the color that is your one associated with blocks and limiting beliefs. Now, if that's too complicated, just breathe in the light of your higher power, your manifesting frequency. Just doing that charges you up, and that's good enough. All right? Okay, so let's begin. So what I want you to do is get very comfortable. You can do this sitting up. And what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in time with music. So in SOMA Breath, we're all about the music, breathing in time with music, okay? So you're going to hear a counting in the music, in for 4 beats, out for 8 beats. So you're going to breathe in for, when I say in, 2, 3, 4, you're going to breathe in for 4 beats. And you're going to breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the 8 beats. And it's going to be rhythmic breathing for a few minutes. Then you're going to breathe in, breathe out, and you're going to hold your breath after full exhalation till your maximum effort, okay? Then, when you cannot hold any longer, you will take a deep breath in, send the energy up, become a channel, and at this point, you imagine you're completely being channeled by this higher power, the frequency of pure love, right? Your manifesting frequency. And then you're going to hum. Hum. And that will finish it, okay? So we're going to do 1 round together, the next 11 minutes. I'm going to guide the whole thing, so don't worry about if you get confused, because I'm going to do it again with you anyway, okay? So let's do it. So get comfortable for a second while I just cue up the track.
And Niraj, just to repeat, I see some people asking questions about breathe in, out, nose, mouth. Could you re-clarify one more time?
Always breathe in through your nose. Breathe in through your nose. You can breathe out through your mouth. All right? Okay. You ready? Let's go. This track is exactly 11 minutes and 11 seconds long. Let's go. So with your eyes closed, just tune in to the sound. So the sound is all that is in this special now moment. The sound of my voice should be your guide on this journey. Journey into installing frequency of your higher power. Manifesting frequency, the light, your higher self. So imagine right now there's a movie playing in your mind's eye. And on this movie, you can project a vision. You doing what it is you truly love, your highest excitement, your bliss. See it right now, coming alive right now. Notice how that makes you feel. You turn up the lights, the colors and sounds on this movie. making it bigger, brighter. Make it come alive like you're the world's greatest movie director of your entire own movie of your life right now, your greatest creation, coming alive. Notice how that makes you feel. That's right. Allow those feelings to start to come up through the body, to every cell of your being. That's right. As you are amazing miracles of life, you already have everything you need to receive deep within your heart. Just open your heart, let that love pour in as you connect to this light within. Now, tune into where you feel this feeling of gratitude, joy, love in your body right now. Take a finger or a hand, place it where you feel these feelings. Become familiar with your own somatic intelligence. This is what really guides you in your life. It's not that mind in your head. It's the soul mind of the heart, the body, the soma, your entire being. So we're getting out of the mind and the brain, your head, and into the whole body, the heart. Tune into it right now. Notice there's a color associated with those feelings. What is that color? Now with every breath we take in and out, imagine you're breathing that color to every cell of your being, filling yourself up with the light. And notice that this color has the power to clear through any resistance or block in your body. Any icky feelings, doubts, limiting beliefs that come up in this moment. Imagine this color of your breath has the ability to clear all of these blocks, to make you free, liberated, alive, the spirit of your higher power. That's right. So let's get ready in a moment to breathe together. In, out. That's right. Keep breathing, keep connecting.
6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In,
That's right. Breathe in love,
3, 4.
breathe out hate, pain, fear.
6, 7, 8.
Breathe in bliss, higher power. Breathe out tension, stress. Let it all go right now. Breathe in courage. Breathe out fear.
6, 7, 8.
Breathe in peace. Breathe out pain.
6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
now one deep breath all the way in. Send the energy up. Hold that breath in. Relax your diaphragm as you hold your breath in. Witness the light of your higher self. Now breathe all the air out. Hold your breath after full exhalation. Go completely deep within your own mind. It's where the answers you shall find. For the great mysteries of life. Become a channel for light, life force. And when you start to feel that big urge to breathe, only when you feel that strong, big sensation to breathe, and you feel the energy moving up within you. See if you can override that first urge to breathe, and then take a deep breath all the way in. Send the energy up and up and up, up into the midbrain. Become a channel of the light. That's right. The light of your higher self. And completely one with that light right now. That's right. Become a channel. Sitting up tall, straight. Hold that breath in. Allow your diaphragm to relax, your stomach to relax as you hold. Witness that light filling you up. Right. That's right. Then you cannot hold your breath any longer. When you start to feel that first urge to breathe, release the hum. Again. Now just allow your breath come back to normal breathing. Now allow this movie to unfold. In this moment of great inspiration, just tune in to all the scenes, this movie unfolding right now.
Fall into dreams.
Now, just going to charge ourselves up. One more time with the light. Faster rhythm. Like this. Breathing in, out. Breathing in, out. Yeah, circulate that light all around you. Color, pure manifesting light. Now breathe in. Then breathe all the air out. Hold your breath after full exhale. Keep holding and going deeper within. Imagine you're becoming the channel of the light. When you start to feel that energy building up, imagine this light energy is amplifying within you, growing inside you, within you. And then when you cannot hold your breath any longer, send that light energy up and up and up through the roots, up through your spine, up into the midbrain, illuminating you to this higher power. Breathe that energy in. And hold and relax your diaphragm, your stomach as you hold and witness the light. That's right. And then finishing the hum. Hum. One more time, breathe in. Hold. Witness the light. Become a channel of that light that symbolizes your manifesting frequency. Release with a hum. Hum. That's right. Put your hands on your heart. Just repeat the affirmation. I am whole, perfect, strong, loving, harmonious, and happy. I am whole, perfect, strong, loving, harmonious, and happy. I am whole, perfect, strong, loving, harmonious, and happy. Locking it into every cell of your being right now. It is complete. So when you're ready, you can come back to the present moment, taking your own time. There's no rush here. Spend a few moments just to settle back in. Just take all that life force, positive energy with you. And know that as you leave this experience today, you are doing so with a new sense of positive energy connected to the light of a higher power. Trust in its guidance. This is your somatic intelligence, intuition, the heart and soul of SOMA Breath. This is the medicine we deliver to the world in this time that we're living in right now, to make this world a better place for all, to create community and unity in this time of polarity and division. I know that through the darkness comes the light. And the dance of the darkness and light is worth the fight. Know that we're all here on an important mission, and that's why we're all on this call together right now, because every single one of you has a gift to share to the world, has a message, has a voice, has a spirit, and is blessed with this incredible ability to connect through this amazing community we have. So, use your gifts, your blessed existence to make a positive impact in the world and to become abundant and happy. Much love and positive energy to all of you today. Beautiful. All right. Wow. If anyone at the end wants to just, if you feel called to share anything of what we just went through, this was a beautiful share from Laura. You can also come on live if you want.
For those who might want to do a share, if your camera's turned on, you can also use the react button. When you click on it, you can raise your hand. For the rest of you, you may share your feedback by using the reaction buttons that are just above the raised hand, and we'll be able to see your reactions to share with the experience you've just shared with Niraj.
Laura says, thank you. During this breath work, I was able to pick up my scared 2-year-old self and hold her. I was never able to do that before when I recalled that scared little girl. Wow. Amazing. So simple, but so powerful, right? Very emotional. Yes. Okay. Trevor's got his hand up. He wants to share. Is that right? There we go.
It is a little heart sign with heart eyes. Is that a raised hand, Trevor?
He did have his hand up earlier, but
No, I don't see a raised hand. I think it was an emoji of love in the eyes.
Anyone else? I mean, went through quite a deep thing, so no problem. Thank you so much. I can't control and change what has happened around me, but this breath has brought me back to my center and connect with myself and my higher power. Amazing. Just had a bad new, I think, and this has helped me light, center through it. Wow, okay. Feeling so much more love and energy. Thank you. From Alex. Oh, here we go. Laura. Hi, Laura.
I just
Hi.
really want to thank you. I'm going through a lot right now. It's been for a while. And this has come at the right timing. Because I've had to make some decisions because I'm even about to lose my home.
Hmm.
And it's an unknown. And this helps me to be able to move forward and be okay. And to start letting go of all this stuff that I didn't even know was holding me back. And I thank you because now I have a way to start letting go of that more and more.
Amazing.
So thank you so much for today.
Wow. Well, Laura, thank you so much for sharing. And I know, uh, well, I can somewhat relate. My mum, I remember when they had to, they had to basically lose their house and really downsize. And it was one of the things that affected my mum's relationship with my dad quite badly. So I know what that feels like. But I'm really sorry to hear that. You know, it's one of the tough things because we become very attached to our homes, you know. And the thing with my mum was it actually was a blessing because she got rid of a lot of stuff that she didn't need, and it helped streamline her life. And the thing is, the universe, as long as we stay, I know this is a bit of religious speak, but I really do believe in faith, and that I really do believe if we stay in the light, even when it gets a bit dark, somehow the universe always has a better plan for us. I know it's so cliche to say this, but it's just been the story of my life, and so many people I know who've been through really tough times, they always seem to come out on top as long as they stay in the light and don't get too caught up in the dark, which can happen. But these tools, that's what they're for, is to keep us in the light and have faith. So full power to you, Laura.
It's been a lot of loss. I lost my husband 2 years ago,
Oh,
and it's been a series of things. But I know that I do have God, and He's never left me. And everything that's happening, I'm only losing what has to be lost so that I can move forward and be who I'm really meant to be. And that's what
yes.
I keep reminding myself every single day. And I know that when I found out about Soma Breath, I had to. I I just I gravitated. I feel that this is what's gonna help me.
Yes.
And it just feels very natural. And it feels so good when I come out of one of these sessions. And I really thank you for today.
Beautiful. Thank you, Laura. Really means a lot for you to share that. And I think everybody here can really feel your love. So stay in the light, and we're always here for you, right? Everyone
Thank you.
here. Thank you so much. Much love.
Thank you.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so Debs, hello.
Hello,
Uh,
thank you so much
hi,
for
hi.
today. Thank you. I just wanted to, first of all, thank you, Laura, because I think a lot of us feel that way. Loss on some level, it can be devastating and knock us off our center, but I feel she's going to be just great, from here on out. What I wanted to share is that, when you asked us to go to make that movie, to tune into that movie of what we would like to manifest, well, I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a teacher. I'm a consciousness researcher. And so I speak in public a lot. I do a lot of breath work demonstrations, all kinds of stuff. Been a yogi my whole life. What I saw, because I'm turning 70 in a couple of months, and
Wow.
my spacesuit that I'm wearing is starting to, not act the way it used to. I'm like, am I up for this? Can I still do this? The pace and all of this. Can I still inspire people looking like the clone that I'm becoming? And what I saw in the vision and with the breath work was this complete reattachment. And I don't want to say attachment, the complete reconnection to my personal self, my signature soul pattern that I've always been able to express and have fun and have energy and inspire people. And it started making me feel really good, like, oh yes, I'm getting it back, I'm getting it back. And then there was a part of me that said, yes, but I don't feel complete unless I share this, unless my loved ones really understand this, unless my loved ones can feel this as well. I saw my husband, I saw my children and my grandchildren who sadly have become disenfranchised from me because of the work that I do in the last few years. They don't agree with it, like your brother, you know. And yet suddenly I saw them kind of becoming coherent with me and me with them, and having this beautiful love and understanding despite our different belief systems. And then I saw that going out into my community, my neighbors, and the people who spiritually, politically, organizationally, all of these structures just coming into coherence with that light, that color of light that I had. And suddenly it was for the world. And I saw the world having that feeling that I was having at the beginning of the movie. And then everything just coalesced. And I'm like, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's about us becoming back in that oneness. So thank you for reconnecting me, helping me connect with that. It's beautiful today.
That's so cool. I love it. Yeah, because I can really relate to the the family, right? And having the approval of people like your mum, which took me a long time. Now my mum's actually comes to Ibiza. She's actually been to Ibiza more times than most people ever managed to do in their whole life. And she does breath sessions here with me now. So that's such a huge turnaround from 10 years ago. And my brother now, we're close now again. We never used to be. But a lot of this came from me letting go of this emotional charge. Because when you have that emotional charge, and it projects without even consciously being aware of it, it's unconscious. So that creates division and barriers and push people away. But when you let go of it, then you start to feel more comfortable around people, and you don't fight the moment you meet them, and you end up having fun again. So yeah, a
Oh,
lot
the
of people
resistance
carry emotional
disappears.
charges. Huh?
The resistance disappears
Yeah.
between you. Yes.
And
It's
what I
coming
realize is
from
I
me. It's
don't
not
have,
coming from them.
yeah, yeah. I realize I don't have to have their approval of anything because it doesn't really matter anymore. It's what I had to do is let go of that expectation of it. Because actually the problem is mine, not theirs. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Thank
So
you.
resentment is the word, right? A lot of people carry resentment, and resentment is a very strong low vibe energy that holds people in there from taking action and doing stuff. And once you actually do follow your path and you really know that it's the right path because you're doing good in the world, you're making people better, then people who are doubters will become believers. They'll see you as an example, changing your life and becoming a better person, right? And then they'll witness other people changing as well. And that's the best thing you can do is set an example. So
Thank you. Thank you.
amazing, Debs. Thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Appreciate it. Very cool. So Lolita,
Hi, hey.
hi.
Oh my God, that was amazing. That was really special experience. So thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. I guess I want to share that for the last 10 years, the last time I did a Soma breath was about 7 years ago, I think. And since then, I developed like extremely bad breathing issues.
Mm.
And to the point where I've had one extremely near death experience, in which I couldn't breathe at all. And so I managed to draw energy in here, which sustained me. So I'm only recently coming out of it. I think it was a mixture of like nervous system issues and like fungal issues of allergy. But I have a sharing because the same as the last time I did it 7 years ago, there's a real pinnacle of fear when I'm holding the breath.
Mm.
And with my experiences a few years ago and in my life of not breathing properly, it's like this massive, overwhelming fear.
Mm.
And I tried to get through. My lung capacity is quite smaller than it used to be. So I tried to hold, and at some point I released it. But what I've noticed is that instead of beating myself up for not making it the whole way, I've got this feeling that perhaps I can just keep going, keep trying. And so I wanted to ask you, is this a common thing where you get to like this pinnacle, it's like unbelievable, like life or death fear?
Of
Yeah.
course. So the first fear imprint we have, right? So imagine we're like an app that gets programmed, and we
Uh-huh.
get programmed right from the moment we're born with what's safe and unsafe. That
Uh-huh.
first fear is the fear of breathing by yourself, because before that you're getting all the fuel from your mum. But now umbilical cords cut, you're born, you have to take your first breath. What we do is we gasp, and then doctors often have to slap the baby on the bum to get them breathing, right? This is very common, right?
Yeah.
But we have this gasping reflex. That's a learned thing to do where we hold on to our breath on the inhale, and that, like that, into your chest causes adrenaline and fear, right? It's the breathing breath of fear, basically. But what happened to you? Like, what made you have this breathing issues? What was the actual cause?
So after I had my son, who actually went blue when he was born because he'd stopped breathing, but he
Hmm.
was fine. He was totally fine. I developed a kind of adult asthma, which I never had before, but I've found out recently it's caused by an allergy to mold, like a serious one.
Hmm.
So I don't think that's the cause, though. I think that I recently did a rebirthing thing in a tantra workshop, and I felt that really, really shifted a lot. And it was really clear that it was from a birthing. It was really powerful.
Hmm.
But I think also I was voluntarily tasered once, which really was exactly what you said of one of those instances where you can't control it and you're isolated. Um, so and I've just been trying to power through it and not take drugs, although I have to have an inhaler sometimes. And it's like sometimes I can
Yeah.
be fine. Sometimes I'm fine. And
I reckon it partly for you might be psychosomatic.
it's
So
panic. And so
yeah,
so
yeah,
much
panic.
fear and panic. And
So what you need to
I
do,
faced death coming, but
yeah. So what I recommend is go to our SOMA Breath app,
yeah,
and on the SOMA Breath app there's a course, right?
yeah.
Called the Breathworks Challenge. It's down there in the courses section,
Okay.
right? Breathworks Challenge.
Yeah.
Watch that and go through all the videos and follow this step-by-step course. It will teach you exactly what you need to do to make a healthy breathing pattern and to overcome this fear of holding your breath. But it will also like normalize your CO2 levels, which is what you need to be able
Yeah.
to not be so psychosomatically triggered by um, any kind of emotions that that causes asthma, basically. So this is
Yeah.
one way to overcome asthma. It's an amazing course, breathwork challenge. I think what you have is psychosomatic induced
Yeah.
asthma, right?
Mhm.
But what you can also do is the breath of life protocol there, right? Amazing
Yeah.
course,
Okay.
which will train you to have a slower, smoother, more rhythmic, calm breath. And then that will then have a knock-on effect of helping you overcome your breathing problems,
Okay.
fear of holding breath. And just one simple technique, everyone can go away with this one technique. Every time in the morning, right? You're gonna do the morning breath hold time. It tells you how to do it. But you're gonna do this technique. It's the same technique. You breathe in, breathe out, pinch your nose and hold your breath. It's your first big urge to breathe, right? Then wait a few seconds, repeat. Do that 3 times in a row. And do that 3 times in a day, 3 sets of those a day.
Okay.
The more you do it, the better. In fact, for you, you should do it a lot. Like I'm talking 10 reps in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, as many as you can. Like you can do up to 100 reps of what I just said, because this will gradually train you to
Yeah.
have higher CO2 levels, and then you'll start to become more calm naturally. Because by raising your CO2, your mind goes more calm. All right?
Okay.
So
I mean,
just do that.
the shift I felt today has been really, really powerful, even
Yeah.
in spite of that. So yeah.
Yeah.
And doing it in group with everybody, really powerful. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So get yourself back to full health and you'll see maybe you'll become an instructor. All right. Cool. One more then. Fraser. We've had loads of women
Yes.
sharing. Let's have a man on there.
Good morning. Thank you so much. What a beautiful trip. Whoa, man, that was like my basic circumstance in life is that I'm a mindfulness coach, and I've been building this program for 3 years, and I'm about to launch in a couple months, and I've got family that are not healthy, and my dog I just took for a biopsy, and life being on life terms and coming at me and not getting time to do. And so this is the first Soma breath practice I've had to really get into. And after I joined for a year ago, and I'm just all over the place, man. It's freaking crazy. I'm doing shadow work. I'm doing inner child work. I'm doing all this stuff and building my course. And if I'm not practicing, I'm not, how can I deliver, right? So so this session today was so beautiful. Was so integrative for me. It just, brought me into that sense of pure light and connection and presence and and I love the simplicity of this work. I love the way that my heart and the head tripping, let's go, and it's all about the body and the mind coming together in this beautiful spiritual connection. So thank you, thank you,
Nice.
thank you, man. This is
Thank
awesome.
you,
Thank
brother.
you.
Respect. Thank you for sharing. So yeah, mindfulness, as a practice is it's often to do with like just allowing the thoughts. It's like a form of meditation technique to not become attached to the thoughts, right? Then there's other techniques which is all about like allowing the thoughts to silence. So you become mindful of the breath, for example. So your mind becomes very quiet, the worrying mind, that worries about the fear in the past. Now, what I found is the breath meditation or sound meditation. Just listen to a tone or a piece of music that takes your awareness away from this voice in your head that's worrying and freaking out and becoming frantic to something other than that voice. A simple awareness switch. So the breath is brilliant. That's why SOMA Breath is such an effective breath meditation tool, because you just follow along with the music and the breath. And this in itself is, in my opinion, one of the most powerful breath meditation techniques, which is the most ancient form of meditation. And it just silences the mind. So whenever I'm getting a really frantic mind and I'm getting a bit chaotic, I just check in with my breath, just observe the breath in and out, or I put on one of my breathing tracks and I'll just tune into the breath. mind becomes super still, and then you feel relaxed. Blood flow comes back into the brain, and it's like, whoa, okay, I'm back again. And then clarity comes, and you get more inspired. So I found like just instead of like worrying too much about different techniques, I've like got these simple techniques. Breath meditation is all you really need. And just with that, so much can happen. Like what we just did today was a form of breath meditation, but we used colors and we used memories and mind movies, and we use this to heal trauma. Trauma doesn't have to be, healing trauma doesn't have to be traumatic. A lot of people spend years in trauma therapy, talking to a psychologist for years, never get anywhere, right? With what we just did, we have a simple way to reverse the emotions. And here's the other thing, like trauma actually leaves a wound in the brain, a physical wound. So they've studied this. They've shown that emotional trauma leaves a physical wound in the brain. And that's why people can do years of trauma therapy but never get better. But with SOMA Breath, what we're doing is intermittent hypoxic therapy. We're using breath retention to create a state of intermittent hypoxia. That in itself silences the mind when you hold your breath like that. But also it creates a state where we wake up stem cells. Stem cells don't like oxygen, so when you reduce the oxygen for a bit, they come out into circulation, they go to the brain, start to heal the brain. They actually use this machines where people spend thousands of pounds on therapy to do this with machines, but we just do it with the breath. And that's why with the 21-day awakening journey, we have such incredible feedback from people with PTSD, trauma, vets, a lot of people who are vets, veterinarian from the army. We've had Navy SEALs people come, special forces, who say they've had lifelong trauma. They've tried everything the military had thrown at them, and this was a thing that worked. Same thing, right now we've got prisoners in America right now who have taken on SOMA Breath. Inmates are training to become instructors, and they are doing classes there with people who've got the most intense trauma, because you become a criminal because of something that happened in childhood. But these people are having complete breakthroughs where no other practice has ever helped. No spiritual practice, no religion, nothing has helped them until now, because I really believe we got a little magic bullet here, healing the physical trauma wound in the brain, and a tool that silences the mind instantly with the breath through meditation, which people find really boring and hard to do, but because of the music, it makes it easy to do. So I think we found a little magic bullet, and that's why I say to a lot of people, there's a lot of people who come on these calls, and I notice they have so many different certifications, so many different techniques they're trained in, and they get a bit like overwhelmed. I remember like in the olden days, I was studying a lot, and what I tried to do was put all of the techniques I've learned into a more simple system that is easy for people to practice, because I don't believe that healing and health has to be complicated. Like all these biohackers, I go to these biohacking conventions, people talking about the, SPO this and, sleep scores this and that, and they're just all over the place. Most of them aren't even healthy themselves, and they're so-called experts. And I realize that they're just missing out on the simplest thing, which is the breath. With the breath, we have a medicine. So it's not complicated. I don't think God wanted us to be PhDs to be healthy. I think he had different ideas for human beings. We make it all complicated. So I think that we can do it with the breath. So thank you for sharing. I went on a bit of a rant there, but
yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. Can I ask you just one quick question?
Of course.
We are getting towards the end of it, Fraser. We have another session starting very, very soon. So your question, please make it quick. We do.
This is kind of like a yes/no practically. This is a yes/no.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically, are some of these tracks on Spotify?
Okay, so all of the music I just played, like the harmony track, the last song with the female singing, I posted a link in the group. It's, please everybody play that song. It's on Spotify. It's called Harmony. It's with me and Alice Rose. It's the SOMA Breath anthem. We play at the end of a lot of breathing sessions. Definitely tune into that. It's on Spotify. Just look up Niraj Naik Spotify. You'll hear loads of cool music on there. There's a SOMA Breath Spotify as well, so you can go on there as well. So the SOMA Breath or Niraj Naik Spotify. But on our app, there's tons of other songs. So go download the SOMA Breath app, tons of music on there, loads of breathing tracks, and a lot of it's even for free. You don't even have to pay for it on our app. But if you unlock it, you get so much more. So definitely get the SOMA Breath app. That's the best place to hear all of our whole library of music and stuff. All right? Okay, thank you so much. That was a great question. Really appreciate it, Fraser.
As the
All
MC, I'll
right.
be the one stepping in. First off, Fraser and everybody else, thank you for sharing. I do have to somewhat rush us off of this call. We do have a breathe together that is happening for those who are part of the app that starts in less than 10 minutes. Any closing words from yourself, Niraj?
I think it's been a pleasure. Like, this was only meant to be an hour call, and it almost went 2 hours. Is it? It's just my nature. I like to over deliver. But remember that, like, the world needs your help, right? We're in a time right now in the world where there's been a collective trauma that's triggered a breakdown and division in society. But what there is a lot of amazing pockets of communities that are growing, like ours, that want to do good in the world and make a difference, right? And step into light. And because of that, they're becoming happier and more abundant, and people are living their best lives because they've stepped into the light. I really believe this without being a cliched new age warrior. I really believe if we step into our light, abide by our core values, and do good in the world, right? And we all have a tool here. Whether you just share it with your friends, it doesn't matter, or you're just your family, or whether you go and build a whole career out of it. I think with SOMA Breath, with our instructor training, you can do a lot of good in the world. You can make a big impact. So that's why I'm urging everybody to, if you called right now, take advantage of, the special offer we've got. It's the easiest time to get involved right now. And then you could be equipped just for yourself. Even if it was just for you to heal yourselves, it's worth it just for that, right? But then you can start sharing with others. We always say transformation begins with you first, and then you have the own story of your own healing that you can share with others. So that's what I would say is, like, the best thing I could possibly advise for the new year is to pick up some new skills like what I just shared with you today and start making some impact in the world. There we go.
Niraj, thank you so much for your time, for sharing the experiences. And this was actually you who volunteered to want to do a session together, because I know it was the holiday season and you want to make an opportunity for everybody to come together and be able to experience some breath work with SOMA Breath. So thank you for everything. And everyone who tuned in, thank you for sticking around. We do have to head out. And so I will just make sure that in closing, as Niraj has mentioned, if you want to continue going through some tracks, you can grab the app. There's some of the tracks there, and you can even upgrade and get a chance to be a premium member, and you'll get to unlock a ton of great journeys through there. And for those who are curious to become a breathwork instructor, we did have a sale during Black Friday. We are extending it for Cyber Monday today. You will see a link that is being posted by Monica. And if you click there, you'll read more about what does it look like if you decide to become an instructor, and you can fill in an application. Key thing when you go through the application, we want to know your why. We're building a network of instructors, and we want to make sure that the people who are motivated to be a part of this mission to change the world one breath at a time are the right fit for it. So please take the time to fill that application if you are preparing yourself to possibly do a career change or enhance your current practice. And with that, I'll just finish off by saying be sure to check out all of the socials and the website for SOMA Breath. Today's been a very special day. We've just released our brand new branding, and so we hope you guys look at it, enjoy it, get to appreciate. We are very, very focused on bringing success to our instructors, so be sure to look at our pages where you can find instructors, find classes, and maybe we'll get a chance to see you as one of our instructors as well. Thank you so much for joining the session. It was an absolute pleasure. And for those who are doing the Breathe Together from the app, we'll be closing off this session, and you'll get a chance to join that one if you are already somebody part of the app membership. Take care, everyone. All the best, and happy holidays.
Peace.